Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast. We are going to continue with my DVD collection here. These are the Chinese language films we're still on. And our first one tonight is a big one. It's a big one. It's our boy Donnie Yen again. This is Ip Man. Arguably his most popular film. Remember when we were in my review of Killzone 1 and 2 on my channel, I just gave a very brief overview of his career, his film career. He kind of got off on the right track, had some success, and then for a while there, almost a decade, he kind of went into hibernation in terms of big films. You know, he stayed busy, but nothing really that great. And then Killzone came out, and then he got his second wind, and his career just hasn't looked back. His career is just launched, and this was a big one. And you know, this is set during the 1920s and 30s in war-torn China. You know, obviously he receives a number of, well, I guess during the film there's a number of, I guess, honorable matches between the different martial arts practitioners. And, you know, some of them involve Donnie, of course. Those are a lot of fun. And then, you know, the Japanese come in. They start overstepping their bounds, and Donnie's got to take care of business. So definitely this is a nice quality film. Donnie gives a good performance in it. And, you know, it's a must-see. If you're a fan of martial arts, Ip Man is the way to go. This DVD, I think, was kind of the all-region version that I got off of probably eBay. It's a pretty good DVD, good DVD quality, but just recently I saw that they have an Ip Man trilogy available, all three movies, on Amazon that came out a few months ago. It's like a box set or something like that. So I'm definitely getting that. So I have all three of them, because all three are definitely worth watching. Second one gets a little bit, I don't know, maybe cheesy. It's probably the cheesiest of the bunch. But they're all very solid actioners. So yes, Ip Man is a must if you're a fan of martial arts action. And another one that's a pretty big one is Iron Angels. Again, girls with guns. I think I mentioned in my review of In the Line of Duty 4 that this was a big one in the girls with guns subgenre of action. It popularized it, but there was a few movies the year before. Yes, Madam, also known as In the Line of Duty 1, at least on the internet, was in 85. This came out in 87, and that kind of really kicked it off in 85. But this one was a big popularity jump for it. After this, they started coming in like hotcakes. You know, in this one, it's, you know, you have kind of a group of, they're almost like secret agents, a group of men and women, actually, mostly women, that go in and they try to take out these criminals. And there's a lot of action in this right from the start. There's some, I guess, heist-type moments in it, I guess I could say. I kind of like the overall flow of the movie, the way the plot unfolds. Some performances are good. And the only thing that kind of disappointed me in this the first time I saw it is that you got Moon Lee, you got Hikari, you got Moon Lee, Yukari Oshima is the bad girl. That's right, Yukari's the bad girl in this one. But they only really face off at the very end for like a few minutes. So when I first saw it, and I had seen a few Moon Lee films before, I was a little disappointed. Even though there's a lot of action, it's a lot of gunplay. And some fighting in there too. But, you know, it's a little disappointed that Moon Lee just wasn't out, you know, just taking people down the whole movie with her martial arts. So if you really want that, you might be a little disappointed. But overall, if you don't go in with that expectation, this is a really solid action flick with some, you know, some secret agents type stuff mixed in. And Oshima is quite ruthless as the villain. But yeah, the fight between Oshima and Moon Lee at the end of this one is revered in the underground martial arts circles, so to speak. So it's worth watching, really, for that fight. Maybe not that fight alone, because it's a bit short, but that's definitely the highlight. So yes, Iron Angels, very nice DVD there. Now I have Iron Angels 2, which, judging by the DVD cover, it's a little bit of a low grade step down here. You have Moon Lee returning. Yeah, not a whole lot of other people here. Alex Fong's a good actor. I always liked him. But let me check my notes with this one. Iron Angels 2. All right. So the girl agents return, and they travel to Malaysia for a vacation, but are ordered to stop the leader of an impending revolution. So Moon Lee plays a supporting role in this one. She was one of the main roles in the first movie. She's almost like a supporting role in this one, and does not have a lot of good fighting until near the end. The plot and characters are kind of thin, but there is a lot of action, some good stunts, and a decent jungle finale. So again, you're going to get a lot of gunplay in this. And that's one of the things about the Girls with Guns flicks, is that sometimes you come away a little disappointed because you would just love to see Moon Lee just like the whole movie, just tearing things up, you know what I mean? But this is still pretty good. It's decent. The first one's the best in this franchise, though. All right, this one you have the lead actor of Riki-Oh is in this one. Very generic title, Iron Fist. The actor from the story of Ricky, which you must watch. Yeah, so what's up with this one? Iron Fist. So this is a condensed 3-hour film, okay, of the Fist of Power Kung Fu television series. So as expected, when you're condensing a television series down to a few hours, there is some plot and editing choppiness to it. They chop it up pretty good. It doesn't flow quite as well as it probably should. And, the storylines are a bit generic. You're dealing with stuff like revenge, training, politics, that type of thing. And actually, Moon Lee is in this too, and that's the reason why I got it. She's kind of a supporting character. Her athleticism isn't really tapped as well as it should be. And she actually turns into a damsel in distress during the later portions of the film, which it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Moon Lee is not a damsel in distress. Although she does kind of play that in Mr. Vampire, and that was okay, because that movie was sweet. But, yeah, I was a little disappointed. But still, overall, this is a decent watch. Not something you should put on your high priority list. Iron Fist. There's better films that showcase Moon Lee's impressive abilities. Alright, our next film is a film from Ho-cheung again. And that is Isabella. This movie is outstanding. It's excellent. It's one that, again, people should be talking about this movie. Every film from this director. So you have, a down-and-out cop, Chapman Toe, playing a down-and-out cop. And he picks up a girl one night, because he's kind of a womanizer. And the girl, kind of gives him the cold shoulder and then reveals to him that she's his daughter. That he, I forgot exactly the details, but he had no idea that she was alive. And they develop a father-daughter relationship, even though it starts quite almost scandalously. Nothing happens between the two. You have to pay attention. Nothing really happens, but the way this film is just put together, the story, the way it's shot, I think it's filmed in Macau, which is just outstandingly captured in this. The score is excellent. This is a very high quality flick, and it really gives you a nice dramatic basis for everything that's happening too. Excellent acting. I say this is a must-watch. This is one of my probably my second favorite of Pang's films, behind Beyond Our Ken. I gave both of these very high scores. So yeah, Isabella, if you can find it and check it out, I highly recommend this. Very good flick. And Isabella Lung, she was a talented actress. She I don't know if she was kind of a head case. She just stopped acting for a while. Maybe she just didn't want to act anymore. I think she might have returned for like 1 or 2 films, but I was kind of hoping to see her in more stuff. She was only in a handful of movies. And this is her best right here. Alright, our next 2 films I've already covered on my channel quite extensively. Killzone, Donnie Yen, Sammo Hung, Simon Yam, Ho-cheung. This is the one that brought Donnie back. This is it. Donnie just came right back with a fierce vengeance in the martial arts community with this flick when it came out in 2005. You know, it's got a basic crime, crime plot. But as I said in my review, definitely check out my review of this on my channel. You know, it's the build-up and the unleashing of action at the end that makes this sucker memorable. It just builds and builds and builds to this one duel in an alleyway. And it's an all-time classic. Very solid. Check out my review. Killzone. This is a 2-disc edition, though. This has some special features. It's a Dragon Dynasty edition. You got feature-length audio commentary with Bay Logan. I don't know. Why is this guy... I don't know much about this guy. He's like in every one of these Dragon Dynasty films in terms of commentary. Anatomy of a Scene featurette. A few of the scenes. Trailers. An exclusive featurette with Sammo Hung. An exclusive featurette with Simon Yam. Another one with Donnie Yen. Another one with Jackie Wu. And then the director. And then an overall making of. So yeah, I remember actually watching some of the special features on it. It's pretty good. And I believe it's a 2-disc edition. Yes. 2 discs. So this is definitely very worthy of a purchase, especially given how, you know, it's a newer classic. And then, of course, I bought Killzone 2. Oh, yeah, and Killzone is also known as SPL. And this is SPL 2, A Time for Consequences, also known as Killzone 2 in the US. Now, this one you got Ho-cheung returns, but as a different character. Tony Jaa. So, yeah, this has a good cast to it. Very talented. The fights are very good. The story is very... It tries to do a lot. Let's put it that way. And it doesn't always succeed. But the action more than compensates. And the story's good enough. It uses some contrivances and stuff. Check out my video, my review. I did a review of this and the first Killzone in one video. So check it out for any details. This is definitely worthy of a purchase, though. I really enjoyed it. Not quite as good as the first one. But I think it holds its own. It's a good one. And Tony Jaa seems like he's back into things a little bit. So I look forward to some of his future projects as well. Seems like he's back into... He's trying again. You know, we'll put it that way. So yeah, good one. Guess who that is? It's Moon Lee. And guess what the title is? Killer Angels. Because... it has to have the word angel in it. Most of the time, it has to. If you got a Girls with Guns flick with Moon Lee, it's got the word angel in it. And this one, she looks like she's ready to rumble here. Killer Angels. What do I think of this one? Again, it's hard to remember all the time when every film has the word angel in it. Oh, it's also known as Ultra Force 1. Oh, that might have been more memorable, actually. So Moon Lee is sent undercover at a nightclub to take down a criminal organization. So she's actually quite funny in this one. She's a bit funnier. They give her more comedy to do. And she breaks out into song and dance a few times in 80s style, which I found entertaining. Gordon Liu, who is a very popular martial arts actor, Gets quite a bit of screen time as well. Weakly written, but the action and pacing are pretty good and compensates. So, it's your typical description of a decent Moon Lee movie. Killer Angels, not a high priority. Again, hopefully my brief thoughts on some of these will give you some priorities, like Iron Angels and stuff like that is definitely higher priority over this one. So yeah, this one's not bad. Alright, so now we got another horror flick that I covered. More of a, kind of like a thriller horror hybrid. It was really good. And that is Koma. Karina Lam and Angelica Lee. Two very good actresses. This is a very good flick. It touches upon organ theft. And it has like a horrific spin on organ theft. Really interesting character interaction in this. You got two well-developed characters, and the lead protagonist in this film changes a lot while the film goes on. She's a character who has a real arc to her. A little bit timid at the start, but that changes. So, yeah, check out my mini review in my Asian horror playlist for 2004. This film was released in. It's got a nice dramatic base to it. I like this one. This one has some special features. Oh, this is another one of those ones where the special features just really... You do have a commentary with the director. You have like one trailer, anamorphic widescreen, digital surround sound, and subtitles. Wow, thanks. But at least you get the commentary with this. I mostly get my DVDs from the movies, though. Alright. Donnie Yen returns again in my collection. You got Kung Fu Killer. Now, the actor from Rikyo also shows up in this one for a few minutes in a fight. And this one's pretty... This is, again, some people... I don't know why people criticize this movie so much. I see a number of bad reviews for it. I mean, it's Donnie Yen. It's got tons of action. The fighting's really good. You get an action scene, a fight like every freaking 10 minutes or less in this movie. I don't know what people are complaining about. A bunch of... This guy here, I forget his name. He's grown on me. Initially, I thought he was a little stiff, but... he's going around and he's challenging martial arts masters and killing them. So the cops can't handle this guy. They get Donnie Yen out of jail to go hunt him down. And there's a lot of good fighting in this. The fight at the end's pretty solid. I don't know. I mean, I think this is a pretty fun movie, man. Kung Fu Killer. I think it was originally known as like Kung Fu Jungle or something weird. Yeah, I liked it. Now our next film here is one of those films with Wu Jing. After Killzone came out, remember, Wu Jing rose in popularity, got a few lead roles in other action flicks, and this is Legendary Assassin. Again, this one it's a good one. I liked it. Not quite as good as Fatal Contact, but this is one where he kind of befriends a local cop girl and tries to take down bad guys at the same time. Now, this has some pretty solid action scenes in it, especially early on. The finale, I thought, got a little bit generic. This has one of those finales where there's like 50 bad guys all wearing black, and he's fighting them at night in a rainstorm. It reminded me of Matrix Revolutions a little bit. I mean, it's not like over the top in its cartoonishness or anything. The action is mostly grounded, but I thought they could have done something more creative with the finale. But everything else about the film is pretty solid, man. Wu Jing can move. Dude can move. I'm a big fan of his. So yeah, this is a pretty good one. But obviously Fatal Contact should be more of a priority in Killzone and some of his other flicks. So that's it for tonight, I think. It's a good point of stopping off. And, for those of you who don't like action movies, I'm sorry. This video was just wall-to-wall action, mostly. With Isabella, of course, being a fantastic drama. But there's still a few more dramas in other flicks that I'm going to have. Not a whole lot of, artsy stuff in the Hong Kong collection. I got more dramas in the Japanese and South Korean collections. A lot of my Chinese language films are, of the action and horror variety. So, be sure to join me again, and I will see you next time.